Hello everyone, welcome back to Epic Land. We have a very special day for you, but today bringing us the action, it's obviously me, Jammer, and my good friend Zia over here. So, how do you think this one's going to go today? How are you feeling today, I should start with,
Well,
actually?
obviously it's early in the morning. No
Yeah.
one likes some early morning rides. However, this map we've seen them play before. We've seen them play. They got 2-0 Arctic Raptors. It was Overpass, which was their last map. 16-10 was the end result there. Now, I don't know. This is a difficult decision here. Obviously, Viperio are the better team on paper, but it's one of those ones where it can go. It's CS. It can go either way.
Yeah.
Me and Jay yesterday thought it would be 2-0 to E-Masters. We thought that E-Masters would win. Surprise there, 2-0 for Arctic Raptors, and now look at where they are, the lower bracket final. And the vetoes should be pulled up in just any second now, so we can see what maps are played. Of course, I know what maps Raptors favour. I know what maps Raptors will ban. Viperio on the other hand, sorry, I'm not too experienced with it, I
Yeah.
guess. But if Raptors get Ancient, I'm pretty sure that should be a wrap for them because they're pretty good at Ancient.
You clairvoyant out here. But yeah, no, I think coming into this one, I think we're going to see some different maps compared to the semi-finals of yesterday. Of course, these two teams battled it out on Overpass and Vertigo for those of you that didn't get a chance to see it. And it was a little bit of a stomping, At
Yeah.
Viperio, they just look a little bit cut above on Vertigo's 16-5. Of course, that's one of their like homestay maps, even back from the days of like UMX and back when these guys were Coalesce and Eco. It's always been a great map. And then Overpass, it is a middle ground kind of a situation, but even then, I feel like the caliber of players on Viperio just kind of shone a little bit brighter. But again, as you said, it's another day, another chance for Arctic Raptors to come back into things. And I think, there's a lot of different things that Raptors can bring into this one, looking at Viperio's games across this entire tournament, because Viperio have shown that they're not invincible. They have looked tested. They have kind of faltered at some of these points against, sure, other teams that might be a different caliber, but there are definitely ways that Arctic Raptors can look at the demos and get some analysis and perhaps get some better reads into this one.
Yeah, that's true as well. I mean, the thing with Arctic Raptors, however, as you said, like a lot of the players for Viperio may shine a little bit brighter. They're a bit more well known. Of course, RMR qualified now,
Yeah.
maybe going into a major, but it is CS, and some lower down teams can actually beat the better teams. We've seen that quite a few times. Coalesce beating Viperio as well. Viperio are the favourites. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Viperio are the 100% favourites in this entire tournament. Coalesce beat them. Now they're in the lower bracket final. Why can't Raptors do the same? Obviously, it's a different level of caliber of play, but I know for a fact that Raptors aren't really as structured with their playing on different maps and so and so.
Yeah.
So, for example, their strongest maps are definitely Ancient. Ancient's one of their strongest maps at all. Before the X-Travel team came into Raptors, it used to be Trout Siren, but their map there, where their go-to was Vertigo. Maybe if they have a similar playbook, they can actually get through Vertigo if it is picked. But I mean, they've played together, as you mentioned. They've played against each other on Vertigo, and Raptors didn't do so well, picking up 5 rounds for themselves. And now the vetoes will commence fourth, and we will find out exactly what maps will be played and what maps have been banned. See which of our predictions were correct. There you go, Raptors banning out that Vertigo there. Viperio banning out Inferno. Ancient has been picked. That's a good map for Raptors.
Yeah.
Nuke for Viperio. Mirage banned as well. Overpass gone. The Nubis will be the decider if it comes to that. However, what are your predictions for scores today?
Oh man, it's going to be a tough one. I think if Arctic Raptors want to take this one away, they need to start with a good Ancient. If Arctic Raptors can pick up Ancient, then they've got definitely opportunities moving forward. But these last two maps, man, Nuke and Anubis, these are home stays for Viperio. If Viperio, there needs to be some sort of a miracle. Viperio, one of their players' PCs needs to like crash or shut down.
Like halfway through a round.
Yeah,
at
like
match point.
like honestly, Anubis and Nuke, they've looked so strong for Viperio. Sure, they've been tested a little bit by Coalesce on Anubis yesterday, so if Arctic Raptors can perhaps read into that, there might be something to do there. But again, man, these maps from Viperio, I think they came out on top with the veto.
I have a feeling like similar to yesterday. Vertigo is similar to Nuke for Raptors. They're not too good at these maps. They haven't got a strat down properly. It's all mainly just default play and what you'd expect to see in Face It or matchmaking. No proper structure to it, which is why I feel as though Nuke will be an absolute runaway for Viperio. However, Raptors on Ancient, that's a big story to tell. Raptors actually had their map picked for them yesterday by E-Masters. Very unlucky there. E-Masters actually not winning out their pick, which led to Raptors picking Inferno and winning it, which is, I'm assuming, is why they've decided to ban Inferno today, Viperio. However, Raptors are always banning that Mirage, but they had to get rid of Vertigo first. Vertigo as a first map ban gives them a bit more of a chance, I believe.
Yeah.
Because Vertigo, as you've mentioned, is Viperio is like almost #1. It's their best map, if you will. It's one of the maps that it's one of those maps as well where strats are needed.
Yeah.
You need to have strats on Vertigo because you can't just go into it as a default player. You need somewhat of a hero to come out. You need some of those strats which allow you to get into the backlines, find those frags, because it's such a, not I wouldn't say wide map, but it's such a wide map for, you know, like experiments. You can pretty much work in.
You can play with the rotations on T side. You know,
exactly.
if you get a pick and then just slow things down, you can push and pull the rotations. Mid is really weak when you've lost a player on CT side, so it would have been really interesting to see that. But in any case, we are going to be starting on Ancient here today, and well, it's a special Sunday. I can smell something in the air. It's Epic Land Championship Sunday, but first we need to get through this consolidation final for all intents and purposes. Of course, the loser of this one still gets a decent chunk of change. I believe they get £425, so that's not a bad deal, but the winner gets to move forward for that grand finals, for that chance to get £1,850. So yeah, I'm sure all of these players want to move forward to get to that point.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like this is one of those matches where it's like so unfortunate to lose because, you know, you get that third place secured, but who wants to wake up at 9 AM on a Sunday just to get like rocked in the lower bracket consolidation final, not get to that grand finals on the stage, right?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's all to play for, really, isn't it? I mean, this map will just these matches will just take us and show us obviously who's the better team. On paper, Viperio, but we've seen some surprises overall. We've seen a lot of surprises recently.
Yeah.
And I think if Raptors have it in them, then here you go, Raptors. They're all in my heart. They're in my heart.
Yeah,
but I don't know if they're in my brain.
You want the underdog story.
Yeah, of course. It's one of those things.
You've got.
It's not really much of a prediction at this point because Viperio, they're just a better team, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I feel as though Viperio should realistically storm the Raptors. So there's a lot of noises going on behind us.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that the action has got going already.
However, I believe we're going to get into the game as soon as possible. Pistol round will be starting up. Viperio starting off on the CT side, which obviously is going to be one of the more favoured sides in most maps, especially Ancient here. Raptors starting on the T side, and the round will now commence. It seems to be a little bit more towards his B bomb site. However, Viperio read this completely wrong. Raptors getting the default going, already lurking up towards Cave, already getting their bread in, getting their info in, which at the moment hasn't been too much because there's nobody on this side of the map. Everybody for Viperio is stacked up towards A. 2 players, 3 players even towards Donut. The smokes are going to go out. And so the Molotovs, everything is pretty much under control for Raptors, as you would expect, due to the fact that nobody is playing here. It's a free bomb plant down, and the retake should come at any time soon. Artist with the dual berets just spotting out Zodi. Aatrox as well coming to aid his teammate, and some really good damage there as 2 fires come in. MMS finding one. Aatrox there for a trade on Artist, and there's another one for Ducky. Gives me able to find yet another, and that is the war at a standstill right now up until this point. 4th Synergy falling down, and it's Giraffe. He finds that pick, it's jumping around the corner, it's Ping, and now Zodi left in the 2 versus 1. Ping with practically no HP as he falls. Is there time? Absolutely there is. There should be. Viperio finding the first of this entire map, and that was a brilliant retake.
Absolutely. So close at the end there. Viperio do steal it away, and that was a really well-structured retake. They just bound in together. It was almost like they flipped the script. The T side had become CT, and they just had to push through. And yeah, one of the big things about that round is there was no kit at all. So you had to get that diffusing quickly. You had to get the pace up as CT. You had to get those entries and trades. And yeah, they just make it work. Octoraptor's a bit unfortunate there. And I feel like, you know, if they just played that out a little bit more, if they tried to get some info, then they might have found that that was an open site. They might have had to, you know, save that utility. And that could have really just locked out the site and could have secured the pistol.
At the end of the day, that you also have to realise that we can see through the screen. They cannot. It's one of those things where you won't actually know that it's an open site until you've got some information. But you can't really get a lurk on the pistol round. It's not as strong as the rifle round. I feel like that's probably why you don't really do that too much in the pistol. I think Raptors, they have a good execute on that B bomb site there, and it actually obviously showed us there. But at the same time, it's unfortunate on the retake. You got a 5v5 retake. You have so much control you have to keep up. You've got the CT control, lanes, you've got cave, you've got all of that, including ramp as well. And obviously the cave control not as strong as you would have hoped in that situation. But switching things up a little bit, you do see Synergy up towards cave. I was seeing him yesterday in the same position, and Giraffe up on this boost. Gives me there to find some picks as well, and that is 2 down for Arctic Raptors. Make that a third as Giraffe storms them with his MP9 in his hand. Synergy with a Mac 10 and Zodi with a Galil. I guess the extra bomb plant money is good. That's a very good swing there from Synergy. Even better swing now as he finds 2 picks. Artist maybe trying to buy this time a little bit. Does get spotted out by Synergy as he wraps himself out to the back of the side. All 3 players for Viperio stacked up behind this donut. Bomb is now starting to go down, but oh, that smoke is not great. And MMS can just spot straight through it. The MP9 taps to the head, and that will be another round on the board. Viperio forcing Arctic Raptors into an eco now as their economy goes bust.
Yeah, really good opportunity there from Synergy. Gets that opening and, well, really cracks open that A site, makes an opportunity for something to go down, but that missed smoke, those are kind of mistakes that you can't afford to have in this situation. This is, you know, a consolidation final, but this is for a chance to go into that grand finals, and, well, it's going to be the team that makes the least mistakes that gets there. Look at this aggressive push, though, from the CTs, realising that Arctic Raptors won't have the economy to buy up here, and, well, Gizmy's looking for the fight. Oh, look at that crispy aim, cutting them down. MMS to help out, and look, utility
just straight behind as well.
Artist, this is an Artist play, pushing in behind them, locking in 2, farming up that money, and Viperio, quick 3-0.
The one thing I love about Artist is the way that he is able to push and get loads of control. I remember on Inferno yesterday, I think it was, for Viperio, he was able to, he just had a really good mid lurk down. He was always in mid B apartments, just finding as much as he could, and Arctic Raptors now getting a buy-in. WFN on this orb, that's no surprise for us. We know about him in this series, in ESCA, in pretty much every competition he's ever been in. He's always on this orb. He will probably get the boost in here, which is obviously just a check through lanes. Nobody's up there to help him. Ping getting extremely aggressive control in cave. The Molotov goes extinguished there. And now, just a little bit of cut noise. A little bit, never mind. A bit of shots being traded up as Ducky takes a lot of damage. Gizmy also finding Synergy up towards A. Oh, Aatrox able to really get a pick there. That's brilliant there from Aatrox. Apart from getting traded out there by Giraffe, almost finding that pick. 3 versus 4 now, and mid control being regained by Arctic Raptors. Ping still sat in towards his cave position as Zodi and Ducky are going to have to try and trade this one out. Nope, no trades needed.
Oh, no!
Zodi and Ducky just going absolutely ham, just cutting through the line of defense. The only line of defense that was left in that cave gives me full blind. Nobody's yet to push out. The smokes are going down for lane. The bomb is not going to go down as Ducky is going to be jumping around the corner. Met to Gizmy in the face, and now it's WFM with the AWP in hand. Is going to have to try and make something here. You know he has an AWP, and no scope maybe coming in. Quick scope, there you go, WFN. It's a 1v1 now. Pistol being brought out from Gizmy. And it's going to be one of those stressful things about Rosie plays for WFN with the AWP. 1 scope needed. Gizmy falls, and that is the first round on the board for Arctic Raptors, making some light of that big green, and not too much money in the grand scheme of things, but at the end of the day, that's a round on the board. That's something important.
Absolutely sick clutch from WFN there with the AWP. He's not been having the best tournament so far, but if you can have impact kills like that, it can make up for so much more than putting those stats on the top. But at the end of the day, that's Arctic Raptors' first round. It is going to be testing Viperio, who this is somewhat of a swing round situation.
Oh, look at that.
Instantly getting that Jaguar pick, and even
1
those
HP.
dinked up, yeah. I feel like this has been the story for the start of this game, you know, Viperio getting those dinks in, but not quite securing the kills. Look at this boost, MMS, oh, he adjusts to it, and that's a really good play. That's when his team needs him to stand up, and Arctic Raptors, how are you going to react to this?
Ducky should have really got that pick there. I mean, you saw MMS was extremely, he wasn't really aware of the boost, he wasn't ready for it, but nonetheless, Ducky just not able to find the pick. WFN still left on this 1 HP. Aatrox with a brilliant position here inside of house. 2 players directly behind him. We do see Artist with that big green in his hand. The timing could have been bad there, but it definitely isn't. MMS does not want to get too aggressive. They know that mid control has been lost. They don't really want to take a fight inside of that area there. MMS is going to take his way back towards B. And it's all about playing it slow. It's all about getting the execute down. But as I say, playing it slow, the execute does commence. MMS not quite smoked off. His smoke isn't perfect, and Giraffe's just going to be fighting up a little bit, maybe trying to push them back as much as possible. Artist is going to spot Aatrox inside of mid, and the fight will go towards Artist as Synergy finds one of his own. Gizmy falls, and Artist Picking out one, but here we go. This rotation has been read almost perfectly. Artist swinging out into Donut, finding the pick on his own, finding a second as well. WFN once again left the clutch for his team. Is literally 1 HP. Oh my god, the 1 HP clutch. It's not going to work out as MMS shuts him down off his rampage and takes that big green out of his hands. Not enough money for another one, I doubt, and not enough money potentially for a fourth. Maybe some upgraded pistols we will see here. And a pause coming in.
Yeah, I feel like that's a much needed bit of respite from the action. This has been all out left and right haymakers from both of these teams, and man, I'm so hyped to see WFN popping off with the AWP. He's playing so well so far.
Yeah.
Sure, it's not converted to round wins just quite yet, but look at this economic situation for Viperio. It's such an awkward spot to be in, and it's been good so far, but there have been situations where they've looked a little bit vulnerable. You know, you've seen Octoraptors take the advantage in middle, and I want to see Octoraptors continue to pressure that avenue, continue to make sure that they've got players up in that red room and try and get those flanks going, because it has been working so far. Sure, you know, Viperio have been able to convert, but it has been tested.
Yeah, I mean, Aatrox getting so much ground inside the mid. It's a shame they're not able to capitalise off of that. Of course, as we said, though, it's going to be upgraded pistols only, with a Glock in the hands of Zodi, Aatrox with a Deagle as well. Going to be trying to find that mid control, as we've seen him do so many times so far, not only throughout this tournament, but throughout this game as well. It's only been 5 rounds, but he's practically been in mid. It's like his bread and butter there, just sitting as much as he can. Ping as well with an aggressive MP9 play, something you're going to want. Raptors, not too much money. Zodi full blind, and Aatrox able to make amends of the situation, trading his teammate out on Synergy. Instead of being Aatrox inside of this position, it will be Synergy trying to find maybe a couple of picks, maybe a bit of light towards the tunnel. And instead of going up towards mid, he doesn't really want to get caught out by Giraffe. Inside that donut position, he will just Cuba rotate in, and it looks like it's going to be a B hit here. All of the Arctic Raptors players just sticking together. Obviously, want to get the trade in as much as possible, do as much damage to Viperio's economy, because obviously that's one of the most important factors of CS. And now, a lot of noise has been cut. A lot of info has been gathered. Now, that's a brilliant pick there from Aatrox, going into cave, forcing MMS back up the fight, but he's going to take it anyway. And that is 2 down for Arctic Raptors. Suddenly, the tide has been turned, and it's a 3 versus 2 in the hands of Viperio weapons. But look at this Aatrox, look at this Aatrox here. No, not like this. MP9 in hand, MMS just shutting things down. 4 for him in that round. Aatrox, come on, you got to land those shots, man.
Absolutely, he had 2 kills coming into that one. Could have made it 4, even on for the ace at some situation, some alternate universe. Not going to convert in this one, and that's unfortunate, but it just shows just how well Octoraptors are getting into these positions. Even with the pistols, you know, they're getting that site control, getting a lot of space for themselves, and I think it was really off the back of that Ping pick. You know, Ping has been so good during this entire, you know, kind of tournament, but if you're losing to players like that, if you're giving away your life so easily, it's going to open the door for Octoraptors to miss things.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I really like here from Viperio is he's aggressive from Ping. Don't get me wrong, it is aggressive, and it may not be necessary, but as soon as he has that control, as soon as he has that control, as I say this, he gets some control of his own, and maybe if they're not able to capitalize off of Zodi's death, and instead that would be 2 players down, Ducky finding 1. But yeah, no, the control from Arctic Raptors isn't quite great, but Ping is just forcing them back even more, and talk about forcing them back. Giraffe able to find another one. It's Aatrox, look at this lurk, he's such a good lurker, always able to find the space. The cracks and cunnies that aren't actually available usually are available for Aatrox. He's all the way in through A. I'm pretty sure that Giraffe should know about this, but will they know about the CT spawn lurk? They should do. Mid's been open for quite a while. It is only Aatrox and Ducky now left inside of this 2 versus 3. We've seen this position before, which was literally last round, the 2 versus 3. But it's all about what Aatrox can do on this lurk. It's all about the control they can gain. The bomb will maybe start to go down in a second. Donut isn't quite controlled, and smoke there to maybe force out that Donut player in general. The Molotov as well, because the last time they threw this smoke, there was a little bit of a gap, and it did stop the bomb plant and win them the round. But now, Aatrox very, very close to Ping and actually finds the pick. Backs out of there as soon as possible. Wants to help his team. Ducky doesn't need any help, however. as he finds a pick onto Gizmy. It's now all of a sudden went from a 3 versus 2 straight to a 2 versus 1. Raph trying to find something out of this. A very good flick to find where Aatrox is positioned, but not able to make amends, not able to find that pick, and that will be another round on the board for Arctic Raptors.
Yeah, really important play from Aatrox there. Just gets so much space and has so much info for Ducky. Ducky, of course, securing the plant with that good bit of utility, and I think the most important fight was Ducky winning that fight in A main. If Ducky goes down there, then that suddenly makes things so much more difficult for Aatrox. But you know what? Arctic Raptors win their individual fights, and, well, that really spurs them forward. Look at the spy now from Viperio. They're forcing up, trying to keep the pressure on, but, Arctic Raptors, they need to stand tall. They need to be able to get these frags. Zodi opens the coffers with a good start.
Ooh.
Instantly traded from MMS, but look at the space gained by Arctic Raptors. They should be able to come away with things still.
Yeah, there's a lot of space gained for Viperio as well. The M4 in the hands of Artis, obviously not the orb, because there's not that much money in the grand scheme of things there for Viperio, losing only, what was it, 2 rounds in a row. Lost bonus isn't great. Ducky, you almost lost your life there, son. You almost got absolutely wall-banged. However, that wall-bang has now queued a little bit of a rotation. B-site is practically free for them to take. Aatrox still on the board here, still here for mid. It looks like they want to regain this control. Regain the control. They will. It's MMS MP9 diff against that AK, but now that is the information they need as Ducky starts to find himself entering this site. Artis maybe trying to get a little bit of a spam for this moment, maybe a bit of tag damage. It won't come through for him though. The bomb will go down. It's a 4 versus 3. Never mind, made that 3 versus 3 as WFN even to the playing field, and Artis forced to push either through or backwards. No kit on the side of Viperio, but they might not even get that far unless WFN back turn to Giraffe, and he loses his life to a 5-7. MMS with the AK, rifle in hand. Giraffe with the 5-7 of his own. A bit of utility to go into this. Synergy, he's going to be caught off guard there. He still has loads of util, still has a lot of it. Not a lot of time. Stucky able to find the trade, but he burns. No time. Wait. No,
I didn't realise.
No, okay, never mind. There is no time. Raptors losing all of their guns in that round. MMS not coming away with the AK.
Oh, he dies as well.
Yeah, it's not great for Viperio there, but Raptors able to come away with the round, come away with the economy advantage. Of course, Viperio going to have to go into this next without a buy. Maybe just some upgraded pistols on MMS. You see there's a little bit of money towards that turn of the tail. Now, the tables have turned.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a do-or-die moment for Viperio. They make it so far. I think that's off the back of WFN's, I'm going to call it a mistake. Of course, he's not aware, but he should have been in that situation. Look at this pressure, though. Viperio pushing down middle, trying to get these fights. Aatrox turns away at the perfect moment. But you know what? He's not punished. All of these players from Viperio, they're going to route through Jaguar, going to meet them in cave. And, well, Arctic Raptors, they need to be wary of this. They need to be sure that they can stand this one up. And it's just a pistol. It should be an easy farm. Indeed, it is. And clean up on aisle 5 of this matchup. 5-4 Arctic Raptors. They're looking pretty good.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good for now, but of course that was just a pistol round yet again. It's one of those rounds where you can't really expect to win it, and if you do win it, great for you. You know, you've got the economy advantage, you've got the weapons as well. Save, but Arctic Raptors making a flawless out of that one, and instead of winning that round, Viperio are now going to go for this kind of B stack. You do see there Giraffe going in towards the middle position, along with his teammate hand in hand, Gizmy. They start to get some mid control, but the rest of the players are stacking with B as MMS finds the first. WFN not able to make light of the situation, and it is the 2 players. A smoke down there. It's a perfect read, and the flashbang goes through. It is going to full blind MMS there. Ping, however, ready to be set up, and it's Zodi against 2 players against the world, and will he be able to make light of this situation? We're not too sure just yet, as mid-aggression will be retaken by Arctic Raptors. Gizmy now left alone to fend off against Aatrox. A lot of damage being taken up towards this Jaguar position as well. It will be MMS who's going to take the first fight. Obviously pinged right there behind him. It's just bullets traded, no kills yet. Oh, Aatrox, clear your corners, mate. Clear your corners, please. Just turn around. Oh, God, he thinks he has so much control. Okay, I thought it was going to whiff it, but never mind. Oh, you've got to clear your corner there. That is one of the angles that I hate the most about this map. Oh my God, Gizmy throwing a smoke as well and finding synergy straight through it. It's now left Zodi and Ducky in practically an unwinnable situation. Nobody playing off the contact of Ping yet, but I don't think he needs him to do that. The bomb has been dropped up towards the mid position, and Gizmy just held down that mid, held down that fort. They knew it was a weakness of them, and the weakness has now been taken advantage of, as Ducky and Zodi look to maybe reconnect a couple of shots, maybe damage the economy even more for Viperio. AK picked up in the hands of Ducky now as he gets a smoke through. He does Zodi, does spot. Gives me up in mid, who hasn't taken the HP damage yet. They tried to re-clear through Donut, but the rotations are coming in. They've got 10 seconds to decide if they want to go for this, and it looks like it's going to be a save.
Yeah, I was saying, you know, as soon as Ducky picks up that AK towards Cheetah, there wasn't really time or utility to do anything with it. They can save in this kind of a situation. Oh, but look at this push. Viperio putting the pressure down, and while the trades come through, Viperio keeps 3 players alive, but that's, I don't know, it does like mental damage, but they can still get a buy.
Yeah.
The Raptors, they're not too worried about that kind of a situation. Viperio, on the other hand, they're going to continue to be pressured. Sure, they have the bells and whistles in this situation, but MMS on an MP9, no AWP in the hands of Artis. This is definitely not out of the woods just quite yet. Viperio might have 6 rounds, but if Raptors can win a clean one here, it might just change the tide of the situation.
I mean, bear in mind, this map is also CT-sided, so whoever comes into that CT side in the second half, whoever has the advantage may actually lose that advantage. Let's say Viperio go into this as 8-7, for example. Raptors can still come back from this, and he tries to lurk his way up behind Giraffe. You see, he gets his position so well. It's actually fantastic play, and Ping has to back off from this cave as he starts to take quite a lot of damage there instead of backing off fully. He's just backed up a little bit, a smoke in the hand as well, just throwing that down, making sure he doesn't lose too much control. Talk about control, Artis has pushed up right behind them into ramp and found the pick onto Zodi. That will be a 1-for-1 trade pretty much on 2 different sides of the map as Gizmi looks to fortify his defences up towards A and get his teammates to rotate into him. Literally everybody is going there apart from Artis and maybe Ping, who look to regain a bit of control towards mid. You see Ping now rotating towards his B bomb site. However, 4 versus 3 on this site as Gizmi looks to get aggressive he will. Has been found but not able to take Ducky down, and as a matter of fact, Ducky will fall to that MP9. It's now Artis left to fend the site alone. Another smoke going down, WFN getting the plant. It's looking like an even matchup here, apart from maybe the weapon advantage towards Arctic Raptors, the big green in hand, and the AK, never mind, take that big green out of his hands. WFN loses his life there, 2 versus 1. It's all down to Synergy with this AK. What can he do? What amends can he make? A bomb tap. And Synergy, they know exactly where he's playing. Yet another bomb tap, and that won't be good for Synergy. Ping able to take the head clean off of Synergy, and that's another round for Viperio, going into this first half almost victorious.
Yeah, absolutely. Securing that 7th, super important for these guys. You know, it is CT-sided. You need to stack those rounds up, even retrieving the AWP, and just really well played there from Viperio. Getting that rotation straight away as soon as they realise the situation. I feel like Viperio have been so reactive on the CT side, and sure, in a couple of situations it's led to a few more deaths than they need to, but it's leading to round wins, and at the end of the day, that's what matters. I
mean, yeah, that last round as well, just before the prior one, you saw that they went for a very, very aggressive push right at the end of the round, and here's another very aggressive push as Aatrox goes out the Molotov himself and just actually burn to death because of it. That is a pick already on the board for Gizmi. You can't really expect too much. That nade, such good damage. It is only upgraded pistols apart from the Glock, which is on WFN's hand. Maybe trying to save this up. Gizmi just trying to take a fight against Synergy, and Synergy's getting the pre-fire, and Gizmi better for that one instead, and Synergy falls. It's a 5 versus 3 in the hands of Viperio. They're going to go into the second half victorious from the first. Unless Raptors are able to make somewhat of a miracle being shut down as Zodi loses his life, and it looks like Ducky may lose his as well. There you go, Giraffe there, just to help his team out, gives me out a little bit. WFN trading himself from the Glock straight into the Deagle, maybe trying to do some damage to the economy. Damage to the economy he will do. That's a brilliant pick there. Nice little one-tap onto Giraffe. He does have the bomb in his hands as well, but the bomb will not go down as Gizmi looks to fortify the fortress that is the A bomb site.
Really good 4K from Gizmi there. I'm sure that's going to give me points in fantasy. You kind of need him to move forward to save it. Currently 3rd place, I think, overall right now. I did pretty decent in this fantasy.
Yeah, not too bad.
Did you play?
I didn't know it was open, you know. I wasn't aware of it.
But in any case, there is a pause coming through. I think it's a good opportunity for, you know, the coach or even just like the IGL to just be like, all right, let's calm the situation, boys. We reset. You know, both of these squads have been doing pretty well so far. Of course, Viperio kind of running away with things in terms of the rounds, but Arctic Raptors, they've looked pretty good. I've been impressed by them. Of course, there is that slight caveat that Arctic Raptors do really need to, in the grand scheme of things, need to come away with an ancient victory to give them any hope of winning this series, right?
Yeah, I mean, you see there, Viperio just getting the better of the 1v1s that are just completely lost as soon as Raptors enter some sort of, like, maybe control battle, for example. That cave, you see that a lot. Similar to Vertigo's ramp, it's one of those places that, oh, that's a brilliant nade line up there. Yeah, that's a pretty good strat. You know that these Arctic Raptors sides are going to try and go for cave, going to try and go for ramp pretty much. They love this B-bomb side, the fast swing from WFN. That is his trademark. Not too great at land, however. And MMS is going to be swinging into the crosshair of WFN. He's finally landing his shots. And they've already got man advantage. Synergy down, low HP. However, no AKs in the hands of any Viperio player, which may be a bit of a toll. The Molotov going out to maybe stop the push. WFN could have caught Artist off guard there.
Oh, they heard that scope up. Artist so prepared for this, so situational.
Oh my god, what a shot.
What is going on? So strong. Look at this flash push.
Oh my god, WFN. He's going crazy with the AWP. This is why he's the AWPer for Arctic Raptors. He is absolutely incredible. Not able to land his fourth shot. That will be his final. Gizmi looking to get back on the board as well. Looking to push them back away from this bomb site. Both players of Viperio rotated. Oh, look at this lurk here. Look at this lurk. It's so good from Aatrox. Receive him in this position. And yet again, he finds value out of it. And it's now Gizmi left to make amends in this 1 versus 3. Does he save the AWP or does he go for it? And I think he's going to just want to save the AWP. They won't go to his bomb site. Aatrox holding through Temple. Wait a minute, Gizmi, are you going for this? No, he's going to be falling back off that position. Not able to find their 9th round on the board. Raptors able to push them back just a little bit, but Zodi wants this kill. Zodi knows where he is, what he's saving. I almost thought he whiffed that, but he definitely did it. Arctic Raptors 5th one on the board, finding all the players. No saves in it for that round for Viperio, and the money situation isn't too great for Ping and Giraffe. MMS is going to be buying up Gizmi as well. Artist. This could be good.
This is a Viperio play, forcing up. You know, it's a Artist special to go away with the AWP and try and pull off what WFN was doing in the previous round. It's been so strong for both these AWPers so far. Hope it continues in this series, but Viperio, they need to come away with a victory here. They need to keep players alive even if they lose at this point. Moving into the second to last round of this half, and well, it is a bit of a stack up towards Cheetah. I feel like Ping has often, you know, been the detrimental point in this kind of a situation. You know, he has kind of gone down first. That has opened the door for Arctic Raptors. So I'm glad to see that there's an adjustment. You know, he's playing a little bit more passive, playing with that, you know, trade potential from Gizmi. But nice Molotov, and has to be smoked out by Gizmi to support his teammate. Yeah,
no, that's a really good Molotov. But on the back of that, Giraffe is able to find a pretty surprising pick. Well, not too surprising, judging by the positions of the players for Viperio. That is now a 5 versus 4 that Arctic Raptors are going to have to go into to try and win this one out. And that means a 5 versus 3. And Ping makes life for 5-7. Aatrox falls. It's a brilliant flash there, but nobody's able to capitalise off of it. Ducky finding WFN for the smoke. Ducky trading one back through the smoke as well. That's one for himself, and he's going to have to re-clear this entire site. They didn't have it clear in the first place. And it is Ping who's actually spotted first, but Ducky just falling in that position. Zodi left alone. He's going to have to go for this, really, but that nade is just taking a massive toll. Raptors can't go into this 9-6 down. This is their map. This is the map that they need to win on, and it doesn't look like it's going their way. He does spot the barrel of Giraffe. Oh dear, he's going to have to reset position zone. The timing isn't great as Giraffe just swings out very solemnly and finds Zodi, who wasn't aware, was aware, of course he was aware. He saw the barrel but was not ready for that peak.
Yeah, that's such a cheeky play by Giraffe, and you know, Giraffe and Ping have been two of the star players for this Viperio squad for quite a while now, but to see them show up right here, it's looking a bit troublesome for Arctic Raptors. Gonna have to force up for this last round of the half, and it's not the healthiest buy, but look at the guns, look at the hands they're in. Synergy and Aatrox, two capable hands, and oh, this is aggressive from Aatrox. Not gonna go for the pick, and I feel like if he committed to that, he might have come away with things. Of course, he won't be able to know that in the server. They want to keep players up. They want to get this site execute off, and there we go. MMS, sole defender for all intents and purposes, has to hold off this exec.
Dropping cable control as well. MMS winning from Blast. That doesn't actually come. Aatrox fighting the trail of the Ducky. But you then you have a Tech 9. Ping trying to go out for a hero play, not able to make light of that situation. And now it's Gizmi who's here, almost on his own. Reinforcements and backup are on their way. For the cavalry, he's going to need it after Aatrox finds the pick. Giraffe trading. Oh, what a shot there from Artist, making it a very winnable situation. Synergy is the only player with relatively nice HP, and he's going to get mollied out and lose a lot of that HP. The swing through the Molotov is great, but he is burning alive and he's not going to survive. It's now a 1v1, and Zodi only has a Tech 9. What can you expect him to do? Oh, this could be good timing here. Oh, God. No. He saw him. Oh, that timing could have been great. Viperio going into this second half, 10-5 up. It's going to need almost a miracle for Raptors to try and get back into this one. It is a CT side map, though, so we may see that. we may sorry, just keep hearing the cheering behind us. We may actually see that Arctic Raptors are able to come back from this. It isn't going to be too much of a difficult comeback. Bear in mind, pistol round being extremely important. They may be able to win 2 rounds off the back of the pistol round, but it's going to take a lot for them to get back into this. Of course, they are going to need 10 rounds just to go to match point alone, whereas Viperio have them 10 rounds alone. It's only 5 rounds for Viperio to have a chance at winning this lower bracket final map 1. And the pistol round starting up ever so strong already. You see Raptors going towards his B bomb site because they're aware of what they do on this pistol round, which is hit the B bomb site, which doesn't look like the train of thought for Viperio. Instead, all the smoke's down towards
is that a missed smoke?
Nah. Oh yeah, it is. I didn't see that.
That's
oh, they've missed the smoke. And they've also missed the Molotov because of that. They haven't forced anybody out, bear in mind, with that molly, but it would have been nice to know if it landed.
Giraffe has the bomb.
Oh god, wait a minute.
Viperio, they're putting the pressure on Arctic Raptors, and right now no one's standing up to it, but Synergy and Whiffin combine well. Whiffin, so many clutches that we've seen him in with the AWP. Has to do with the USP, and this is a 1 versus 1. Who, other than Artist, though, on the other side of things, locks in those digits. That's a bomb planted, and the timer ticks down.
Whiffin knows about the HP, though. He was one that was tagging Artist down. He knows who the last player is, and he definitely knows that he's 1 HP. Doesn't even need to aim for the head here. Realistically, he could have gone with the USP, but instead he is going to go for the head, and the head is found clean, ripped straight off. That push there from Viperio, it was a bit of a difficult one to understand. I guess it was a bit aggressive, you know, but as the Arctic Raptors rotation does come in, you're going to see way more players towards that CT position. I think it was the wrong call for Viperio to get aggressive there. Raptors able to win that one out. Synergy and WFN making a hero play of themselves and finding that pick. WFN in a little bit of an off angle. I don't think Viperio expected that towards mid as they were re-clearing house, and it was just WFN left in that 1 versus 1, tagging up Artist on his own. He knows the HP, he knows who he can fight, and he knows that he can come out of that one victorious.
Yeah, look at this play though, again pressuring the A site. Viperio looking to continue this good form. Of course, the hero AK in the hands of Artist. We've seen this many a time as well. Look at this repositioning though. Arctic Raptors are reading into things well, and there's a couple of defenders here to meet the aggression.
Oh, it's a good boost. You don't really see this counteracted too much, but when you do, it's pretty nice to see. Artist does have the AK in hand. It is the only rifle for this Viperio side. I think Arctic Raptors will be a bit surprised if they swing into this one. I reckon Aatrox just thinks it's one of those things which can be a couple of easy frags. And getting caught out there, but Aatrox not able to make too many amends for that push. Wait, WFN's got an AWP on the 2nd round. This could be huge. This could be absolutely massive for WFN. They've definitely heard the scope. They definitely know what's up, and they don't want to peek into that. Artist, not the only one now, but the sole survivor with the rifle. And WFN not hitting the 2nd shot or the 1st. Synergy able to help his teammate out and maybe just regain a bit of control towards Temple. Will they go for the save here? We're not too sure. But Giraffe is behind Zodi. Peeking. No, not like this. Not like this. Giraffe's got the AWP in his hands now, and it's down to Synergy in the 1 versus 1 against the AWP from his own teammate, and is looking maybe just to save this one out. Doesn't want to lose the AK. It is obviously the 1-tap potential, and Viperio, they're coming strong out here. Oh, that's so unlucky for Arctic Raptors. Of course, I don't think they expected the AK there from Artist, and they've won out the round. Maybe because of that, maybe not, but WFN needs to start landing those shots especially.
Yeah, really good lurking from Giraffe as well to put the knife in the back, and that really secures things. Viperio, they win the 2nd round after pistol, and that's so much more impactful than winning the pistol itself. Look at how it's wrecked the economy of Arctic Raptors. They have to force behind this. The force by walls are in action. WFN, of course, saving for that AWP. It's probably a good caveat to mention. But Arctic Raptors, they really need to kind of come back into things and at least make things expensive. Hopefully save this AK in towards the next.
Yeah, I mean, this AK is going to be one of the deciding factors for this round. I reckon if Arctic Raptors are to win it, it would be off the back of that AK, which is in the hands of Synergy, of course. One of their standout players so far throughout this series, throughout their entire season, really, ever since they've had this roster, which hasn't been too long now. Smoke is going to go down towards mid as Aatrox looks to post himself up in towards house, and yeah, a lot of B aggression here from Viperio. Arctic Raptors just backing off ever so slightly, and you see there, Gizmy getting so much control into Donut. Ping also getting some control into Jaguar. And he's just going to play his time, wait for the flashes that may not come because there's not too much utility in the grand scheme of things for Arctic Raptors. Just 2 flashes left as they look to maybe halt some aggression. And Gizmy, will he lose his AK here? He is going to be met against a 3-man setup. on towards A if he does push out of this position. However, we might not see that, and Aatrox is also pushing out. Pink not playing anti-flash anymore, and he does meet the repercussions of that. However, this is some good aggression here in towards Cave. This is, oh my god, this is huge.
How has he found this space? How has he found this timing? Doesn't quite spot the bomb, but there's so many players in front of him. So many opportunities. Look at this. Playing time is the info.
Just mowed them all down. Pick up the hub shot. Go on, go for the wallbang. Go for your clip. Get it. That's the clip you need. They don't know where Gizmy is, though, and he was in Donut. He is the sole survivor at WFN. He met to an AK against the USP. Makes a very good fight out of that, however. Taking down 62 HP away from Gizmy. As a matter of fact, he's just going to have to go for a safe here. It's just unwinnable. 8 seconds, no bomb in hand. The bomb is on towards that B site. Probably takes a lot longer for him to actually retrieve the bomb and get onto the side than it would to do to find the frags. But they won't find the frags in this situation. Look at the setup there from Arctic Raptors. All players playing pretty much in a straight line, and that is a round on the board.
Yeah, Aatrox just getting so much space then. I think Viperio made a lot of noise over towards B, clearing their corners, using their utility. And I'm surprised that Arctic Raptors didn't rotate a little bit earlier, waiting for that execute to come through. But you know what? If Aatrox is finding space like that, then it's going to be a tough game for Viperio. Look at this play, though. Goes for that aggressive playing towards middle. That AK has too much of an effect. And straight through Donut, Ducky has so much pressure on his shoulders.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ, that dink right there going through as they don't push out. They know he's going to get that rifle in the hands now. Maybe of MMS, there you go. He finds a pick, finds his keepers, and Aatrox looking to maybe make amends of things, but no, MMS going for 2 and going for his second so far of this round. That's yet again another rifle that could be saved from Giraffe, but the positioning. Oh. Oh, that's so unlucky. Synergy finding the M4 being flung through the air, able to find 2 frags off the back of that, and now 3 versus 2, but they're just going to save this. They're going to have to, really. The economy isn't great, and they can't even save the AK. Art is getting that house lurk, and it's aggressive, it's great, but now they have every single weapon they could ever ask for. Viperio do, and Raptors actually seem to find themselves in a bit of a sticky situation now.
Yeah, absolutely. Forced by wars into full effect. Both of these teams trading back and forth, and not an ideal spot, especially for the CT side. I feel like Arctic Raptors there could have definitely come back into that one if they were set up for that retake. Of course, you're not expecting that kind of a mistake to come through from MMS and Giraffe, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. 12-7, round 20 moving forward, and Arctic Raptors, they need to come back into things. They need to win some rounds in a row, and they need to win them clean to win this initial map moving forward. We talked about the veto being so important. Viperio, though, looking very strong.
Yeah, I mean, the veto, definitely the most important factors of CSGO. Sorry, excuse me. One of the most important factors of CSGO, of course, you're always going to know a map better than another team. You're always going to know a map better than, you know, other maps and stuff. And I feel like Arctic Raptors really need to start learning their like default maps, because Nuke is not that strong for Raptors. They haven't really got strats or plans. So he's just going for this wall back here, but instead it's Gizmy on the boost who finds the pick almost immediately. One of the only rifles saved over and brought over for Arctic Raptors is now instantly lost because of Zodi going for this play, trying to get that control. Obviously the control's always good, but this is a very good angle for WFN to be holding almost. Maybe finding Gizmy there. Look at the positioning from Arctic Raptors. It's not great for his size. Synergy left alone with a FAMAS against, what, 5 AKs? And then M4, 4 AKs and then M4, sorry. But he's going to be playing a bit of a close angle here, waiting for this MMS peak. He does actually spot the head. I think I can see the head from here. I am also 4 hacking, so that's alright. WFN finding a pick onto Ping. That's a brilliant ping to find. And oh my god, they've actually just turned this around. As you said, it's the forced by war. Synergy shouldn't be pushing out there, but it's okay, as it is basically practically an eco. They don't really expect to win this one, but they were in the winning hand to this, and Gizmy now very close to WFN's AWP. Pretty much every player for Raptors finding a pick of their own, and it's WFN to try and hold this bomb site alone. The flash goes in, basically blinds him. Nobody's holding his lane. They don't need to, though. The smoke is down, and Gizmy has a very good position. It is a 2 versus 3, might I mention.
Ooh. Artis using that nade to get to this position, and that's a good place to tuck in, but they know about it. Eliminated, and now Gizmy 1 versus 3. So much pressure on his shoulders. So many players lurking around the corner. This is looking like Arctic Raptors' victory. It starts with that initial kill, though. Tries to rotate round. He knows where the bomb's been planted. Flashes through, going for this peek, and it's working out. Just whiffing now. So many clutches, so many good plays with the AWP, but he's just going to stick it. But Gizmy trying to push through WFN, does lock it in, and that's another impactful play from this AWPer.
Jesus Christ, that is unreal there. Arctic Raptors, as you said, it's a force by battle. Both teams, apart from Viperio there, able to find enough money to buy up this round and buy up for that round, which obviously off the back of that eco, you expect them to, right? And now, Arctic Raptors also going for yet another eco play, a force buy play, which could send their economy down, which definitely would have sent their economy down. It would have tore them to shred, maybe giving Viperio the 14th round. But Arctic Raptors just absolutely dominating there. That is absolutely unreal scenes. You can see WFN also saving the AWP over, obviously, after making that amazing clutch, after getting that amazing clutch against Gisby. And Raptors, they're looking to make light out of the situation. It is 12-8. There's only 4 rounds to go for Viperio, but then again, there's only a 4-round differential for Arctic Raptors to try and bring it back. And that pause over and done with as they come back into this round. It looks like they're going to be going for a bit, I wouldn't say maybe, it's definitely a different setup here as they actually look towards mid and look towards A, which will be WFN holding that alone with the AWP. He is posted up in quite an awkward position. This flash could come through and it could haunt him to this day.
Look at this, Artist just around the corner, so many players. WFN, can he connect the shots that he needs to? I don't think he's even going to be aware, but he does have some support. Hits the first, can retreat back. Nice Molotov from Ducky, and that's going to prompt things, but stalled out by Viperio. They're throwing this execute in, and look how much time the Raptors have to work with. They should be rotating in. Oh, this Molotov's big, but the smoke behind it. WFN will be able to stay alive, repositions, and Viperio gains site control, but at what cost?
That was almost a good shot for the smoke there as well from WFN, getting a bit of good spam going there. Not able to connect the shot, however, but close enough that it could have haunted one of the Viperio players, and probably whimmed and gave him a haircut as well. Looking to find some light, but no, he has lost a duel to a P250, and that has actually given Giraffe a bit of room to work with, as Zodi is not aware of this smoke push, and oh my god, he just knows he's walked past him, and he actually has just walked past him, and he falls straight away. The smoke on the bomb, the knife getting pulled out from Gizmi there as Artist looks to just shut down the rest of Arctic Raptors, and that will be the round on the board for Viperio. 13-8 now. Raptors just losing light, slipping away from this map, which is, may I mention, their pick. As you mentioned before as well, the veto is so important.
Mate,
look at the gun.
I don't think either of these teams have won 2 rounds in a row in this half. You know, it's so back and forth. It seems like the force fighters are doing all the work in the situation. Who needs rifles? This is one of the best opportunities that Viperio has had at getting a round away. But look at this push. Oh, big! Don't have a nade out when you've got bullets to use. So many players to find. He even gets eliminated. Look at this play though, Viperio.
Oh my god,
MMS needs to stay alive, gets that bomb control, and there you go. Sight is over in Viperio's hands.
Yeah, it's over, but that was a pretty good force for the Mag 7 on Aatrox. I don't think he should have pushed out there. Once again, we see him do these plays a lot where he just pushes out of unnecessary positions, things that you don't need to do. And there you go, WFN doing a similar thing, maybe trying to stop the bomb plan, which definitely won't happen as Gizmi's there to back up his teammate. So the full blind now with M4A1 in his hand. He looks to go and save this while Synergy maybe tries to do some damage with this Deagle. And damage could come forth as he's got a pretty good timing going through Temple here. Gizmi's very aware of it. But he's not able to find the pick just yet, but I'm pretty sure Zodi will just be going for this one instead. And Gizmi may not be aware because the trade didn't come out as soon as possible, but MMS is there, firing from behind and giving Viperio 1 round just before match point. Raptors need something big to get them back into this game.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that is the first 2-round streak that we've had in this half between these two squads. Viperio securing that 14th almost at map point, and this is Arctic Raptors map pick. But at the start of this, we were talking about how Arctic Raptors need to win this one to have a real chance in this series. So not looking at we might be looking at a 2-0, but they need to get past this round first. And well, it's going to start off with a couple of players falling. Just Giraffe from the side of Viperio. Need to be wary. Oh, look at that. Tink, what is that?
Where did that come from?
A Synergy down in bottom middle.
Oh, what?
Oh,
no
man.
Way. Now they've got quite a few weapons to retake this. I say that they've just lost one of them, but Synergy definitely going to have to go for the safe here, and so they maybe just playing exit frags. They are going to give up this match point, which of course is very brave because you still have quite a few rounds to go. 7 rounds to try and clutch it back, which gives Viperio 7 chances to win out this map. Bear in mind it is the Arctic Raptors pick, and Viperio just looking like the stronger tool in the toolbox. Ping, MMS and Artist keeping their life. Look at the money as well for Artist. Look at the money for Raptors. It's not too great. They will get the loss bonus in, but wait, Zodi found something there. He's not able to.
Nope.
Synergy, don't do it so. Okay, thank you, thank you. Keeping the AK for this next round. A buy will commence. I don't think they'll have enough money for the ore, but Aatrox might just invest into it just in case.
You know, I think that last push from Synergy is a little bit indicative. You know, Raptors, they're starting to feel the pressure. They're starting to go for those hero plays, trying to make things work and get those highlight reels in. But really, what's been working for them are these team plays, you know, going for those stacks in middle, rotating together, going for those crossfires. But yeah, right now it seems like panic's starting to set in.
Yeah, panic is definitely starting to set in. You can tell by the way they're playing. They're all just kind of swinging out on the ones that own some, not kind of waiting for their team, you know, and it's not going the way for Arctic Raptors. Viperio, however, you see the space they close when they gain control of anywhere, whether it's mid, whether it's any site. They're always together. There's at least 2 players apart from the Lurk, maybe now, which is MMS, but that's a Lurk. You know, you can't expect to be traded out on the Lurk. Everyone knows the risk of being a Lurk player. That flash is not great from Duckies. He once again goes for yet another hero play, and that is the A-bomb, so opened up practically completely for free as Aatrox just sits in a smoke, waiting, biding his time. Gizmy may have just walked past him. He definitely has. Yeah, he just passes. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter if Gizmy walks past because Aatrox will be found, and look, that is practically the round over. Is Zodi going for a save?
It's the last round of the map. I sure hope not. 6-19, not the hardest of starts, but I feel like
that time is awful.
Zodi, he is one of these star players for Arctic Raptors. He's performed so well across this entire event, and it's just a shame that he's not really shown up in this first map. But there are definitely other opportunities. It will be 16-8 Viperio securing this first map in this matchup, and this is that consolidation final. They're fighting for a place in the grand finals against Coalesce, who are waiting.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that was such an important map to win as well for Arctic Raptors because it's their pick, you know, it's their map. That's what they call their map. That's what they're really strong on, but obviously not able to make the brightest shine out of the situation. And there you go, Viperio pretty much doubling their score, winning it out, and that is the end of that one. And now we will move on to Nuke, which is the second map, which may be the decider for Viperio.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen at home, get a snack, get something to eat, maybe some breakfast.
Or a coffee.
Yeah,
Early.
I think Arctic Raptors need some coffees after this one, but we'll catch you guys right after this break.